morning, friends. Welcome to another video with me. I'm glad you are here for another video of mine. Today we are here with Sarah Sadie again. Now for once I remembered to when I wanted to make buns to record it to show everybody how I make buns. So this is Sarah Sadie. This is my sourdough starter. If you didn't catch on, I have named her Sarah Sadie. That's just, yeah, call me weird if you feel like it. I will not care. But anyway, let's move on. So I've had her twice yesterday, and I want to feed her now again, and then later today I want to make the dough for my buns, and I will try to take you along as I go through everything. Yeah, so she is looking real good. It looks like I have quite a bit of sourdough starter already. This is a 4-cup container. Yeah, I don't know. You probably can't tell much, but she's looking real good. Just trust me. So I'll just do a 1/4 cup of flour and water again. I have this fancy glass container of flour, and then I keep a 1/4 cup of measuring cup in there. That makes it easier for me. Then I don't need to haul up my big thing of flour out. And then water, I do a little bit less than a 1/4 cup of water. And then I just mix it up real good. Yes, I think this will be really good. It's looking real good, and I think this will be perfect amount of starter for my dough. You will see later on that I don't measure my sourdough starter for my dough. Oh, disclaimer, just because I'm making sourdough buns, don't go according to how I do it. I'm just showing how I make the buns. I am no professional at the sourdough thing. So if you want professional advice, I'd suggest go look somewhere else than come ask me. This is just how I do it. I do it very simple and easy. I do it the way I want it, and there are people that make it very complicated to me, according to me, in my opinion, and I just simplified it for myself to make it easier. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. This is just how I do it, and if you feel like taking some notes, feel free to, and if you don't want to, no hard feelings at all. It's all good. Oh, I wanted to show you this before I covered it. Yes, it's just a starter. That's it. Yeah, that's what it is. There, now it is 9:43 a.m. at the moment. So in the morning, and then later this afternoon, I will make the dough, and I'll try to come back for that as well when I make the dough.
6 hours later.
Okay, it's time to make the dough for my bun dough. And first off, I'm gonna heat up some milk and some water. I need some warm milk and water. We're gonna do that first in this pot. I do vary the water and milk sometimes. Well, I should say usually I do like about 1.5 cups of milk and 1.5 cups of water, like half and half, like that. And I'll heat it up till like it's just a little bit warmer than room temperature, and then I'll shut it off. And then we're gonna start adding the flour, salt, and all of the dry ingredients. I do like adding like some kind of a whole wheat or something. I have hard red wheat flour. Hopefully that's not backwards for you. This is locally made, so I cannot recommend a place where you can get it. From this, I just do as much as my heart desires. I measure with my heart. Oh, that's good. I don't know, maybe 2 cups, about. Yeah, like I said, I often measure with my heart as I desire, and just go from there. And this, because it is locally made, I do need to keep this in the freezer. We've got 3 eggs here that we're gonna put in there here very soon. And we're gonna do, oh, I don't have salt in there. We're gonna do a tablespoon of salt. And what else do we need? I do have a recipe that I do kind of follow, just to make sure that I don't forget anything. This recipe says sugar, but lately I've done honey instead of sugar, and I quite like that. Just for a healthier substitute, you know. And yeah, so we can mix this up. I guess this is all for the dry ingredients at the moment. We're gonna add more flour later on. And that is warming up very well. And we need 1 cup of oil. I use whatever kind of oil I have on hand. I probably shouldn't use avocado. I have avocado oil here. This is very expensive, and I like to keep that for cooking oil. I really like pig lard for oil, or lard in here. I do have olive oil, and I'm gonna get a bottle of that and add olive oil here instead of the avocado oil. So just give me 1 second. This is the kind of olive oil that I have. It's oily for some reason. So we'll need 1 cup of this. And then we'll do like a 3/4 cup of honey. Honey is sweeter than sugar, so I won't do a cup of sugar. No, how much sugar does it say? 3/4 cup of sugar. So I'll do like about 1/2 cup. No, I could do 3/4 cup of honey. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And honey I also buy locally, so I don't have a place that I can recommend to you if you're asking. Yeah. A trick that I found out to first measure out your oil in your measuring cup and then add your honey. That way your honey comes out easier and doesn't stick to the cup as much. I guess we'll see how well it works now that I'm recording it. That is good. We'll just use this to not waste so much honey. Honey is definitely not one of the cheapest, so don't like to waste too much. That's almost to the right temperature that I need it. We'll add this in the meantime. Okay, there. And then I will quickly wash this guy so I can use it for my sourdough starter, so that I don't mix anything else into the starter. Yeah. There, it's clean now. That is how I measure it, with my finger. Just swirl around there a little bit. And my starter is looking real good. It's got some bubbles on top and definitely from on the sides as well. So for the starter, this is about 2.5 cups of starter at the moment. And what I normally do, I will add like most of this starter. I will add, yeah, so much that I have just a little bit in here to for later on, and then I'll feed it again after I'm done with the dough, with making the dough. And then I'll feed it the little bit of starter that I have left in here. I'll feed it again, and then that way it keeps going. So I'll add like, yeah, about, this is 2.5 cups, so it'll be just be like just a little bit less than 2.5 cups of starter. And there, that is ready. And we're gonna add our eggs. I keep these shells and I dry them out, or yeah, I dry them and then I crush them. I throw the crushed shells into the garden. It's really good for the garden and all of that. There, I think we got all of the main ingredients in there. Let me just double check. Got eggs, water, oil, honey, and salt, and yeah, water. And now we're just gonna mix it up a little bit. And with the starter, I measure with my heart. So this is about all that is left in here, or yeah, that I have kept in this container. I will feed that again once I'm done with the dough, and that way I keep going with my sourdough starter. Now we're just gonna mix this up real good. And I'm gonna move over to my kitchen table so it's not so high for me that so that it's easier for me to knead it. Oh, this spoon wants to just fall in here. What is wrong now? There, that works. So we're gonna move over to the kitchen table and finish it there. So here we are at my kitchen table. I have my pail with my white flour, and now we're just gonna add, I don't know how much white flour, till it's a good dough, till it's a good soft dough. I don't think I said what time it is right now. Earlier I said what time it was when I fed the starter, but right now it is 4:30 exactly. You want to make sure that you have this very well mixed so that there's not clumps of flour in your dough. So that would not be very pleasant. So you want to make sure you mix it real good. Now it gets too hard to just keep stirring it with a spoon, so I'll go in with my hands and knead it that way. Add some more flour. When your dough is starting to get kind of thick, you want to start adding just a little bit of flour at a time, just to make sure that you don't get your dough too hard. just sprinkle a little bit, and then you knead it in. I think my dough is done. Oh. It's still a little bit sticky, but I will do some stretch and folds here shortly, and it'll get better then. So for right now, we will just let this be. I normally separate this into 2 different bowls. Yeah, I think I'll do that right now, and then I have that ready, or in 2 separate bowls ready when I want to do the stretch and folds. So we'll do that right away now too. Here I have these 2 bowls that I'm gonna put it in, 2 glass bowls. I'm just gonna cut this up somewhat in half. Oh, I should have kept my flour here. And we're gonna use flour from this container. Okay, you see how sticky it is still? Yeah. I'm gonna add a little bit more to that one. Don't worry, it's gonna get better yet. Trust the process, as they sometimes say. There. Gonna set this big bowl aside. I'm just gonna make this into a pretty little bowl, like a pretty round ball looking form thing, whatever you want to call it. And same with this other one. There, now that is ready. I'm gonna let it rest for 30 minutes. I normally put it in my oven, then I turn the light on in my oven, so there's a little bit of a heat, and that's what I'm gonna do now too. I'm gonna cover these bowls with plastic wrap first, and then I'm gonna set it in my oven and let it rest for 30 minutes. And about 30 minutes. It's not that very specific. And we're gonna do the first stretch and folds and set it back in the oven for another 30 minutes, doing the stretch and folds again like that 4 times, or until it's like about 2 hours. Anyways, I'll be back for the stretch and folds. Okay, now it's time for the first set of stretch and folds. I'm gonna open these guys up. And then just wet your hands with water, just water. That way the dough doesn't stick to your hands so much. And then I'm gonna take it, stretch, and fold it. Turn it round, like quarter, do the same thing. And if the dough sticks too much to your hands, just wet your hands again. And do the same thing. Do that for all four of the sides. There, that's done. I'm just gonna flip it over, form it into a nice ball form. Like that. This one is done. I'm gonna cover this up and put it back into my oven. There, that one is ready. I'm gonna do this one. Do the same thing because it's the same dough. Take it, stretch it, turn it around, stretch it, turn it around. No, first wet your hands, and then stretch it. There, that's all four sides. We're gonna flip it, turn it into a nice ball. There, that's ready. I'm gonna cover it and put it back in my oven for another 30 minutes. So now that the dough is resting for the second stretch and fold, I'm gonna do the stretch and folds now 3 more times, so that it all together is like 4 times in total of 2 hours. And then I will let it rest in the oven. After I'm done with the stretch and folds, I'm gonna let it rest in the oven until we go to bed, till late evening, whatever time it may be. It's not very specific, just before bed. I'm gonna put the dough in the fridge and then gonna let it sit in the fridge overnight. First thing tomorrow morning, I'm gonna take out the dough from the fridge, put it back in the oven and with the light on, and let it come to room temperature, or let it heat up a little bit just from the light. And then tomorrow morning I'm gonna make the buns.
The next day. Later.
Good morning, friends. It is the next day. It is 10:40 a.m. I took my dough out at 6 o'clock in the morning today, and I put it in the oven. I did not turn the light on because I knew that I was gonna make buns a little bit later than I normally would. So then I did not want it to go too fast, so I just put my dough into the oven with no light on. So now it is ready. We're gonna make buns, and I always like to make at least one loaf, so I have my loaf pan ready to go. First we're gonna make buns and then the loaf. This way you can't see how I make my buns. But I always put my plate on my baking sheet on top of my bowl. But I just see that you can't see how I roll my buns. Let's just switch it up a little bit. There, maybe that is better. So I take a little bit of lard into my hands. This feels big. And then when I have a baking sheet ready and full, I just put it back into the oven for them to rise. There, that's the last baking dish with buns, and the rest of this dough I'll turn into a loaf, and this is all that is left. I will show you how I do that as well. Just It's like you're just stretching the dough into a big piece like this. It's kind of like you have it rolled out, but you just stretched it. I'm sure you could roll it out too with a rolling pin or whatever you use. Now from here you could go wherever you want. You can add sugar, raisins, you can add cheese, jalapenos, fruit. You could add any kind of fruit on here, whatever you want. Cinnamon, if you want a cinnamon raisin loaf, that works as well. Yeah, whatever you desire. I have done in the past cinnamon raisin, and that was really good. I don't think I have tried anything else, but yeah, from here you can do anything that you would like to try. But anyway, I am just gonna make a plain loaf of bread. So we're gonna take this one side, fold it over like about half, take the other side, fold it over half, tuck in the sides, and start rolling up. You wanna kind of do like a tight roll, and in the meantime also like tuck in the sides as well, so that you have a nice tight roll. But you don't want to do it so tight that it starts ripping here on top, because then you have a ripped loaf. But I mean, it will still taste the same. It's just, yeah, for the looks. Just tuck in the last little bits of pieces, sides or whatever. There, that's my loaf. It looks tiny, but trust me, it's gonna rise. It just wants to slide to the side because I have oiled the pan. So now for this loaf, I like to cover it with one of these plastic wraps that I used for the bread. This pan doesn't, the plastic wrap doesn't stick very well to the pan, so I'm gonna use both pieces of plastic wrap. So we're gonna do it like this. Why I use plastic wrap? Because I don't like when my bread, or also like the dough, if it's so dried out. If I cover it with plastic wrap, like airtight, that prevents that the dough is not so dried out. But yes, this is it. I'm gonna put this in the oven as well, and let it rise with no light on. Actually, you could do the light on. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put the light on or have it off. But yeah, with the light on, it goes a little faster because there's a little bit of heat. Maybe I should do the light on because it's a little bit later in the day today already. And then I'm just gonna let it rise so it looks like they are big enough. And then I'm gonna start baking them, and I'll be back for that. Okay, it is just about 7 p.m. now, and I think the buns are looking real good. Looks like they are big enough to be, they're big enough and ready to be baked. Yeah, like I said, it's just about 7 o'clock in the evening, and I think it has been about 8 hours since, yeah, 8 hours since they have been rising. So yeah, they are ready. Let's get to baking. This is my loaf. It looks like my loaf is not quite ready yet, so I will let that rise a bit longer. And I always bake the loaf the last. These are the buns. Looks like they're a nice size.
The next day.
Hello! It's the next day, and I finally cleaned up all my buns. Well, I did it yesterday already, and I wanted to show you what the end results were. I'm finally home. I don't know if I said that already, but anyways, I need a quick lunch. I'm just gonna make a quick sandwich, and then I need to get going again. I wanted to show both these buns and the bread. I'll be honest, I did cut into it already this morning as I was having breakfast, but yeah, now I want a sandwich, so I'm gonna use one of these. I always store my buns in the fridge. The bag that we're using, I have it in the fridge, and the rest are in the freezer. And yeah, this time I only made one loaf, so it's like, yeah, I took a slice off here, but for me, in my opinion, this is a good size. It could be a little higher, but it's okay, in my opinion. This is from the inside. I'm not squeezing it very hard, just I don't want it to break, you know, then it's that'll be very sad. But yeah, in my opinion, this is a very good bread. I like it. I like it very much, actually. This won't last very long. If I have enough dough, I really like to make 2 loaves, but I don't do it all the time. I don't make 2 loaves of bread every time. There, that is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, yes, now let's cut into this bun. And let me get a knife. It's very soft and fluffy. It's not very holy like some buns are. They're just very good in my opinion. I don't know, I bake these buns maybe like, I never time really. I just always go according to when they look done. And I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And I always do, I switch them around. Like I bake 2 baking sheets of buns at a time. And then I, like in between, like when they're like about halfway done or so, I switch them around top to bottom and bottom to top so that they kind of bake evenly. Well, now if you have a convection oven, I think that's what they're called. Yeah, with the oven with the fan that circulates the heat evenly, then you probably wouldn't need to do that. Maybe you don't need to do it at all. Maybe it's just a habit that I have. But I always do that just to make sure that they're evenly baked. Oh, I wanted to use the chipotle mayo for my sandwich. Oh well, now we have this. We are out of mayo, and my husband uses mayo every single morning except for Sunday. But on a work day, he uses mayo for his sandwich, and we are out of mayo. So yeah. Anyways, as I'm getting this ready, I just wanted to quickly show you the bun and the bread, and just end the video right here because I do need to get going here to real soon. I have other plans that I need to get done. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do like my kind of videos, and feel free to subscribe. Yeah, if you do like my videos, also hit that little bell. That will give you a notification when I upload a video again, and that way you'll be one of the first to know. And yeah, thank you for watching this far. This has been a bit of a long process and a long video. It's usually not what I normally do, making such long videos, but this is just making sourdough buns is a long process, and I'm not sure how I could make it into a shorter video. But anyways, thank you for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.